It's great to be with you all. It's wonderful to see where everyone is in different parts of the Temple of the Earth. So we'll have a presentation today on the science of meditation. But before we do that, we'll have a period of meditation. So I invite you now to get prepared for that. I want to share an image with you pertaining to meditation and the experience of meditation. Okay, this is a wonderful painting, dates from 1961 by the Rosicrucian artist Nicomendes Gomez. It's entitled The Cosmic Keyboard. So you may just want to take some time to take in the image, and you'll see the keyboard here, which is associated with a full spectrum of vibrations, from the very lowest rate of vibration to the up into an infinite range. And you'll see the subtle physiology of the human being on the five-pointed star of the pentagram, and various associations with the microcosm, the macrocosm, the universe, and the earth. It's a very inspiring image. In a way, it's a way of looking at oneself as a microcosm of the macrocosm. And in our presentation today, we'll deal with some different rates of vibrations and different ways in which science has edified us on meditation to have a more holistic understanding in mysticism. So once you've taken in this inspiring image, I invite you to close your eyes, uplifted by the work of our fellow Rosicrucian, Nicomendes Gomez. And when you have your eyes closed, just take some time to take some easy, neutral breaths. Just breathe in and out very gently, not holding the inhalation or holding the exhalation. I invite you just to let go of the cares of the day, and if you're comfortable, just let go of where you are and who you are. Just dwell deeply in stillness, which is the essential technique of meditation. Just enjoy the rhythm of the breath, part of the rhythms throughout the cosmos. The wonderful system and order of the temple of the body, your holy temple, which is the temple of the master within, the divine within. If you find the mind wandering, just gently and lovingly bring it back to the focus on the breath. Meditation, in its essence, is a very simple act, but a very powerful one, not to be underestimated. It is the central practice for self-mastery and of spirituality. If you find your mind wandering to things you need to do later today or tomorrow, the things that happened earlier, just let go of them. Be aware that they'll be back to have attention with your consciousness later if needed. Now is a time to have a mini retreat, to be rejuvenated, regenerated, strengthened, to handle all the things that you need to do in your life and through express service and mission in your mission. Just continue to gently take in the breath and exhale. I think you'll have noticed that particularly with the exhale, there's a relaxation response through the vagus nerve. It's one of the wonderful things that happens in association with the wisdom of the body. And as you meditate, there may be various experiences that come to you of a deeper psychic and spiritual nature. You may feel like you're going deeper and deeper into a wonderful dark cave, or you may feel yourself ascending above the earth into the cosmos. Whatever occurs, just let it happen, but keep focusing on the breath. Bringing in the air with the cosmic essence and the vital life force, charging the body with a wonderful tonic effect. And when you've got very comfortable with doing the breath, I invite you to sense your mind expanding throughout the surroundings around you and rapidly expanding beyond the earth, beyond the solar system. Sense your mind moving out beyond the Milky Way galaxy, taking in the entirety of the cosmos. Sense the cosmic. Rosicrucians use the term cosmic to refer to all natural and spiritual laws and the universal mind that's back of the cosmos, back of the universe, guiding it, loving it. Shift your mind in this expanded state to be the cosmic mind, that universal intelligence, encompassing and underlying the cosmos. Be the cosmic mind. Assume the cosmic mind now. In the cosmic mind, all is known. All are loved. There's an ecstasy and exaltation. If you find your mind wandering, just lovingly and gently bring it back, being the cosmic mind. Now, you may wish to remain in this exalted state of being one with the cosmic mind. But if you wish, if there's a particular experience of pain or stress you're experiencing in your body at this time, or even in your mind, just picture yourself breathing through it. Visualize and imagine in that particular part of the body that you're breathing through there, just like you breathe through your mouth, but breathing through there. That'll concentrate the cosmic essence and the vital life force there to alleviate that discomfort. and have a tonic effect in making us whole. So I invite you to do so now if you wish. Find the mind wandering, just gently and lovingly bring it back to the focus of the breath. Breathing through a particular part of your body or remaining one with the cosmic mind. Now we'll gently prepare ourselves to conclude this formal period of meditation. And we can say together, may the God of my heart sanctify this attunement of self with the cosmic. And we'll say as Rosicrucians do, to say, so be it in truth. We say, so mote it be. And when you're ready, move back to a more balanced state of consciousness from the objective mind through the subjective mind, subconscious mind, all expressions of the cosmic mind in a balanced state. And when you're open, when you're ready, open your eyes, feeling rejuvenated, strengthened, all the more ready for the work and worship of the day in this presentation. Thank you, fratres and sorors and participants. Okay, great. Now we'll begin our presentation on the science of meditation. By way of introduction, I'd like to mention that the traditional Rosicrucian and past imperator of the Rosicrucians, Sir Francis Bacon, helped develop the scientific method to assist us to come into knowledge. Other traditional Rosicrucians, such as Alfarabi, Avicenna, Roger Bacon, Paracelsus, Dr. John Dee, Robert Flood, Dr. William Harvey, René Descartes, Robert Boyle, Sir Isaac Newton, Gottfried Wilhelm von Leibniz, Benjamin Franklin, Thomas Jefferson, Dr. John Dalton, and William Faraday also made important contributions to science and the scientific method. Indeed, we can even think further back to the Pythagoras and Pythagoreans, and looking at number as the basis of all, number in both its qualitative and quantitative sense. Through their observations and insights and experiments with music and the monochord, they helped be forerunners in the development of science that we know today. You know, the MindQuest articles that appeared in the Rosicrucian Digest during the 1980s, and the ongoing work of the International Research Council of AMORC and the Rosicrucian Journal. It has its issues available at www.rosicrucianjournal.org, all continue in this scientific and integrated tradition. In this spirit today, we'll consider science on meditation. Now, many studies that will focus on mindfulness and what is described in mindfulness meditation. Here, mindfulness refers to awareness of present experience with acceptance, or being aware and attentive with the memory. Keep returning to this state of awareness and attention in an ethical manner. However, meditation in general, in effect, evolves or involves meditation. Before I get into some of the description, some of the studies, I'd like to talk a little bit about methods of studies. You know, randomized controlled clinical trials are where experimental assignments and treatments and controls are in place and assigned in a randomized fashion. And these experiments can even be registered ahead of time to document the intent of the study before the data is collected. Associated method is systematic review and meta-analysis, where many studies are looked at overall their results and combined where possible to give a more comprehensive overview. These are all studies that are involved to look at the health effects of meditation. There are studies that are called observational studies that they can include longitudinal studies, that is following participants or people followed over time. And these can be notable and under some circumstances can be indicative of causal or cause and effect relationships, that the meditation is causing these health benefits. Now, some scientific studies involve various physiological measurements and instrumentation in regard to meditation. Some of these measurements and instrumentation can be heart rate, number of beats per minute, or heart rate variability, which is determined through using such instruments as ECG. That's the electrocardiogram that measures the electrical activity of the heartbeat. There's also EEG, the electroencephalogram, to measure electrical activity in the brain, or fMRI, which is functional magnetic resonance imaging, to measure the small changes in blood flow that occur with brain activity, and hence examine the anatomy of the brain and effects on the brain from various health conditions, such as those described by the Rosicrucian, Dr. G. Brian Young, in his Rosicrucian Journal article in 2002, volume 14 issue. Now, some studies involve visits of participants to a scientific or medical lab where measurements are taken under controlled conditions. Some other studies involve wearable technology outside a lab, such as a Fitbit attached around the wrist. Often questionnaires are administered on characteristics of the participants, such as demographics, age, could be gender, and so forth. Also questions that are in questionnaires that are from established psychological scales that have been shown to have reliability and validity in measuring anxiety, depression, meaning in life, or other psychological conditions and states are employed. Now, in considering the health benefits of meditation, it should be kept in mind, of course, that meditation is to be applied along with other important practices and treatments for healthy living, as recommended by qualified health professionals, and through practicing good nutrition, physical exercise, plenty of clean water and fresh air, the various Rosicrucian exercises and healing methods, and more. Now, let's focus on meditation and mindfulness effects. I would like to say first that this material that I'm about to be presented is based on the Rosicrucian studies and the work of various scientists, particularly over the past several decades. I would like to particularly mention Professor Paul Ritvo, a psychologist and scientist at York University. In my capacity as a statistician, I have worked with Dr. Ritvo and his graduate students on the health effects of mindfulness meditation. I owe the structure of the topics we will discuss to Dr. Ritvo. The first issue and health benefit I'd like to mention is that of relaxation and what some call the parasympathetic nervous system and sympathetic nervous system balance. Because it can be asked, does meditation aid the healing process, including the heart and the nervous systems? The answer is yes. Heart rate variability, often just called HRV, is how the heart rate varies over time. For example, over the past minute. It's a measure of the variation in time between each heartbeat. Optimal heart rate variability indicates a balance in the autonomic nervous system between its two parts, the parasympathetic nervous system and the sympathetic nervous system, SNS. A harmonious state for which Rosicrucians use the term harmonium. You see, the brain is constantly processing information in a region called the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus, through the autonomic nervous system, sends signals to the rest of the body, either to stimulate or relax different functions. If a person's system is in more of a fight or flight mode, handled particularly through the sympathetic nervous system, the variation between subsequent heart beats is low. Very interestingly, if one is in a more relaxed state, particularly handled through the parasympathetic nervous system, the variations between heartbeats is high. People who have a high HRV or heart rate variability tend to have a greater cardiovascular fitness and be more resilient to stress. In scientific studies, including some for which I've been a statistical consultant, have shown that meditation increases relaxation in this parasympathetic nervous system, sympathetic nervous system balance as measured by heart rate variability is shown to increase. There are, of course, various techniques of meditation. In general, they directly or indirectly involve working with the breath in a gentle and rhythmic manner. Our exhalations, particularly on deeper breaths, stimulate the vagus nerve, just as we did in our meditation period. And there is a subsequent relaxation response, which we experience during meditation. On average, approximately 1 in every 8 to 9 breaths that we take can be referred to as a sighing breath. This action is part of what some health professionals call the wisdom of the body, to maintain a relaxed and highly functional state in our bodies and lives. So often we do sighs very explicitly, but our body is doing it continually through the breath, about every 8 to 9 breaths. To Rosicrucians, the term wisdom of the body can refer to the cosmic intelligence that works in a wonderful and highly coordinated and integrated way in every single cell throughout the temple of the body. Now, in another area of health effective meditation, I'd like to speak about what's referred to as metacognitive non-avoidance. Metacognition involves what has been described as reperceiving. We become aware of our thoughts as distinct entities rather than seeming to be the thought. We can stand back and observe our thoughts. Akin to watching clouds go by in the sky, we watch our thoughts go by on the screen of consciousness. This is what we do in meditation as we mature as individuals. Now, this process of metacognition allows us to de-identify ourselves with specific thoughts and have the flexibility to modify thoughts and our response to them. This can be a great advantage in maturing and overcoming various challenges in our life. Meditation has been shown in scientific studies to assist this process during and after the meditation session. In this manner, we engage in the non-avoidance of thoughts and issues in our lives for our psychological and overall health. Now, another major area or theme where meditation is very helpful is in anti-inflammatory action and pain reduction. Meditation can help the body relax, which in turn can alleviate pain. For example, notable scientific work has been done involving persons who have suffered from chronic lower back pain. Not always, but often this pain is due to muscle tension, due to stress, which meditation can help address. Many people have experienced a breakthrough in chronic pain in this manner. Also, in regard to anti-inflammatory action, meditation has been shown in scientific studies to reduce inflammatory gene expression. Also, meditation has been associated with increased brain-derived neurotropic factor, which is known as BDNF, and cortisol awakening, known as CAR, for brain health. Dr. Ritvo, that I work with and meditate with, often mentions, if you can feel it, you can heal it. That's why I suggested during our meditation session today that you picture yourself breathing through a particular area of stress, either in body or mind. You imagine or visualize breathing through the area of particular stress or pain, and you can further charge it with the cosmic essence or vital life force there. It's a very simple act, but do not underestimate it. It's very effective. It has been shown to be helpful in clinical studies and in my own life as well. Another major area for health benefits of meditation is in regard to self-acceptance and self-compassion. Now, compassion is, of course, an important quality of spirituality and service. Part of this expression of spirituality and well-being is self-acceptance and self-compassion. These qualities are even practiced during meditation, when we gently and lovingly come back to focus during meditation, when the mind temporarily wanders or becomes distracted, which is all part of the meditation process and experience. Scientific studies, including psychological measures of self-acceptance and self-compassion, show these qualities tend to increase with the practice of meditation. Another major area to consider for the health benefits of meditation is anxiety reduction and mood elevation. One may ask, is meditation helpful in coping with and dealing with depression, anxiety, and trauma? The answer is yes. The essential technique of meditation, dwelling in interior stillness, can seem a very simple act, and in a way it is. And we may be used to thinking that things need to be complex or more involved in order to be valuable and helpful and impressive. However, meditation is very simple and very helpful. And sometimes that's part of the challenge of doing meditation, because it is so simple. We have to learn how to be so simple, to dwell in that interior stillness, so our inner nature can speak to the outer nature. The inner nature always wishes to communicate with us, and will come fully into our maturation as a human being when we make that a regular habit in our life and a way of life. Now, it's been shown in scientific studies, meditation has much value in reducing depression, anxiety, and trauma among a wide range of persons, including persons experiencing clinical depression or severe depression, and soldiers and others experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, in other words. Remarkable developments that even surprised researchers and Dr. Ritful have been achieved. Another major area that's very helpful for meditation is that of attentional control and cognitive functionality. We can concentrate better when we are relaxed, and meditation helps us to be relaxed and calm, not only during the meditation session, but throughout the day. Scientific studies, including the stimulation of the amygdala in the brain, have shown that meditation increases our capacity, sustain attention, be flexible on basic psychological tests and in our daily lives. We can stay on task in an efficient manner. One could ask too, does meditation increase our information processing speed and working memory? Again, the answer is yes. Meditation actually has cumulative effects in this and many other ways. Persons who have meditated for at least 10,000 hours have been shown that they tend to move into gamma wave activity almost immediately, 20 to 30 seconds upon commencing meditation. The persons studied who have meditated at least 10,000 hours have commonly been Tibetan Buddhist monks. But it is becoming more common for others to have meditated that much. For example, if a person meditates for 1 hour a day, on average, for 27 years and 5 months, they will have meditated for approximately 10,000 hours. There is, of course, the issue of the quality of meditation in addition to the quantity, but this matter gives a fair indication. One of the wonderful features that is becoming apparent about stimulating gamma wave activity in the brain is that it is associated with enhanced integrative functioning in handling and experiencing our lives. This development accords wonderfully with the traditional understanding of meditation and its meaning as a form of unification of self and the cosmic. Now, be asked and related to this topic, does meditation help us to become more energized and capable in handling challenging projects in our life? Again, the answer is yes. Meditation is helpful when working on challenging tasks that require considerable sustained effort of the mind and body, including when it is not clear on how to proceed or how to solve or resolve some issues. Meditation can be particularly effective when feeling overwhelmed. These situations can be greatly assisted by the integrative functioning we have discussed, and these matters have been scientifically studied and verified, because it can pull together the many resources of the brain in concert with the infinite resources of the cosmic mind. We thereby can realize a whole new way of seeing the issues at hand and our path ahead in life. And it's wonderful to see psychologists studying this in a scientific manner, just as we do as Rosicrucian students. Now, another major area for health benefits of meditation is sleep enhancement. In addition to the experience and lessons of the current pandemic, many health professionals have been raising concern about another worldwide serious health issue: inefficient sleep. People not getting enough good sleep. Now, good sleep, we know, of course, is necessary for good physical and mental health and good quality of life overall. And does meditation help us to have sounder sleep? Yes. This has been scientifically studied in various ways. For example, it helps with the quality of sleep. It also helps with the ability to fall asleep and our capacity to stay asleep as needed improves. You know, and related to this, in some ways, not generalized pandemic of inefficient sleep, it's often a lot of it, as psychologists have mentioned to me, about people feeling very stressed, very wide with lots of activities. And it's good to have some downtime to let go of those, particularly, you know, an hour before bed to let go of electronics, to be calmed, or at least very calming activities. And have periods of meditation throughout the day. Many of these qualities that I've been mentioning are areas of improvement of health that meditation help with, interact and overlap with each other and mutually reinforce each other. You know, sometimes it's said in regard to meditation, well, I would do it, but I just can't find the time. I've got so many responsibilities with family, my job, and health concerns and so forth. One of the good pieces of news on that, and this has been studied in a scientific way, is that as we meditate, we can actually reduce the amount of time we're sleeping, as long as we're sleeping a reasonable amount. For example, if you need 8 hours of sleep, and if you meditate for 1 hour a day, that is so rejuvenating and restful to do that 1 hour meditation. I think you'll find that you just need 7 hours of sleep at night. And if you find that you need to catch up on sleep, a nap can be very helpful, but just as good, in some ways better in terms of our spiritual quest and health, is to meditate for an hour. It will have that tonic and rejuvenating effect similar to a nap. And if you can find yourself having opportunity to do more than an hour of meditation a day, I think you'll find that will have a transformative effect. But I definitely value it. You can have at least an hour of meditation each day. It doesn't have to be all at the same time. It could be associated with sending metaphysical aid or various Rosicrucian exercises, such as visualization, that you often find are highly meditative in their nature as well. You include all that time. Now, another major area that helps with meditation helps with it is immune boosting. And actually, as we get better sleep, lots of great things happen that makes us less anxious, and we can actually have more, the immune system is more active. But even meditation directly helps with this. It's been found, for example, in scientific study, that increased influenza antibodies levels happened in response to receiving the influenza vaccination, more so in meditators versus control subjects. Also, in another study, there was larger increases in counts of hemoglobin G, often just with the acronym IgG, which is a main antibody in our bodies, immediately after mindfulness intervention in regard to meditators versus control subjects. Also, in 4 out of 4 studies, there's increased counts of lymphocytes, which is a type of immune cell in meditators versus control subjects. So in regard to the question, does meditation aid the healing process through the immune system? Yes, in a variety of ways. And we're continuing to study this and gain more evidence of it. Now, in conclusion, fratres and sorors and participants, I'd like to mention that we have considered meditation and health benefits from the scientific perspective. This expanding development in scientific knowledge can be inspiring, sobering, and insightful. And one of the main persons that helped bring this about was the traditional Rosicrucian and past imperator, Sir Francis Bacon, for this very reason, and many others. And we can apply this stimulus and knowledge for our own regular daily practice of meditation. Indeed, it can be part of the motivation to continue doing meditation and to be more aware of and more capable of applying it for health benefits for ourselves and others. And these scientific results are in accord with our Rosicrucian studies and are incorporated increasingly in them. And we can see how Rosicrucian laws and principles are involved in them. As we move from as we know from our Rosicrucian studies, nothing can be understood except in relation to the whole. I want you to take what's been mentioned in that regard today. And in this spirit, we can view and experience science and meditation as one of the facets of our development in self-mastery, leading to the unity of all knowledge, a deeper form of spirituality, and ultimately the full experience of mystical union